Virgo, how you doing, guys? Okay, so this is your January 2019. Okay, so if you would like a private reading, everything is in the description, price lines and stuff like that. They're going to be updated, but there is something there. There's also an email at the moment. Okay, so just send me a quick email. But the way I normally do it, if you've just found the channel, I always come up with a song or something like that that will be very relevant, and also the videos, so pay attention if they do mean anything, if they do come in. But everything will be in the description for you to follow as well. Okay, so songs, everything like that will be in the description. Okay, so now that's out of the way. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus or Jupiter for January 2019. Let's see where we are. But sometimes you may like to check out a lot of my other readings as well that I'm doing for other signs, because what I teach as well is also comes out in them readings. So you may find that very interesting, probably the Gemini one maybe. So you've got the Two of Pentacles. So this is trying to find balance. So you could be balancing, someone could be balancing some. See, people, they give a lot of shade to other people, but when you're clairvoyant, you read for the sign. So, you know, if you are a cross watcher, this can be you or them or anybody, okay? And it can be Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Just please don't pay attention to the signs, okay? But this is trying to find balance within something. So this can be a career. I'm kind of picking up career. But it's universal energy. It's the yin and yang symbol too. You know, it's kind of universal energy because it's the infinity sign. Okay, so but it's trying to stop balancing things out. You know, you need to find your center and balance yourself out. You can never let someone make you unstable or emotionally unstable and kind of like, you know, feel like, because this is your stomach feeling. It's kind of like a you know, I'm just feeling uneasy. You know, it's trying to find the scale of balance within some way. I don't know why, but that could be something to do with Libra maybe. But earth sign energy or any really. But Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. So you've got earth sign energy. So you've kind of got yourself. You're probably trying to keep yourself to yourself. But King of Pentacles is obviously somebody that is committed. You know, they want something committed, like we all do, right? We want something that's stable and grounded and nurturing, caring, and so it doesn't matter about whether it's a man or a woman in this pigment. It just means masculine and feminine. You know, this is a king, this is a leader, this is someone that can create. You know, but is also very wise and influential. So he can be like the mother, the father, you know, the housekeeper, the, you know, anybody in life that can be very nurturing and caring in any manner, but it really does depend. But it's trying to find balance within that. So you might be trying to find balance within your masculine and feminine is what I'm picking up, because that's very important that we have that. You know, it's because through ascension of what we've just came out from through a karmic year, you know, a lot of roles are being reversed now, and people are standing up in their own power and becoming themselves of what we should be, because it's becoming the change, you know. So you might like to follow that, which is a blog. So you might be writing blogs and things like that. You know, I started mine back in 2016, 2017, you know, when my karmic situation was happening. So could have something to do with Aquarius. So it could be trying to find balance. Someone could be drinking a lot and trying to detox, trying to find stability within themselves. Because that's balancing and kind of juggling within yourself. If it's to do with love, it could be trying to decide between an earth sign and an Aquarius, maybe. If it's to do with stability within yourself, it's trying to could be detox, trying to find your stable self. You know, this is Adam and Eve and Lilith. This is right back in time. Okay, that I just expressed in the Gemini reading as well, but a lot. But this is, you know, prime time, prime numbers, divine time also, because it's like wish fulfillment. But this is Adam and Eve and Lilith. You know, it goes back to stripping yourself bare of what they were when they were Adam and Lilith, because they were clean, they were sober, and they were honest to one another. They didn't try to control one another. They both fell in love with one another. Okay, but before that they had Lilith, which was evil. So she got cast out, so that made 3. But she got cast out and that made 2, Adam and Eve. Okay. So then Adam and Eve give birth to Cain and Abel, it went to 4, and then Cain killed Abel and it went back to 3, and then Cain met a wife and then it went to 4, you know. So through that reflection, it's kind of like, well, You know, you could be looking into numbers and patterns and figures and stuff. You know, trying to balance yourself out. Or someone can be like very drinking and is emotionally unstable. You know, because it depends really, but we'll see. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for January 2019. Happy New Year, by the way, Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I mean, we are really hitting times of callings. I was just about to say, we're hitting times of callings, making judgment calls ourselves. You know, at the moment, because we're really literally on the precipice of, like, the precipice, sorry. Pissed. Someone could be drinking, man. But we're on the verge of just coming out and coming into 2019. So there's a lot of up and down energy. Okay, so you could have something to do with Sagittarius, trying to balance out our true emotions, our true feelings, becoming more masculine. You know, becoming more masculine. I'm going to do a segment on that very soon. But becoming more masculine. So there's been a lot of like endings and beginnings and stuff. So you're going to be feeling, regardless of who you are, you're going to be feeling a lot of restriction. You know, when you're a light worker, because this can also be a light worker, when you are, it's extremely difficult for a light worker or a guide. People don't understand how much commitment that is to be an actual emperor. You have to work through so much stuff yourself. And when you build empires, okay, when you build empires, you make judgment calls, literally, yourself. Okay, you don't judge people, you just make the call yourself because it's a calling. So you have to, so you, like, creatively, you really have to think about, you know, your internal self of what you work through in order to give it back or absorb it and give it back as energy. You have to feel it and pinpoint where that energy is. Know where it is and know where you are yourself presently, living presently, is what I was saying through the star. You know, what would you pick if I said to you, would you rather live in the past, or are you 7:07 o'clock, or would you prefer to look forward to the future? It's not. People miss the most main ingredient, the present tense, present self. You know, the present self is always the most important thing because it's a gift. It's Cancer, but it's the Chariot. You know, it's the present self that is as a gift to you to unwrap, to make your own callings in life. You know, why would you feel stuck and trapped, or why would you let someone make you feel stuck and trapped? If you do, because it's universal energy of finding balance within yourself. Okay. Yeah, because you also have the Three of Pentacles, so it could have something to do with the third party kind of structured defense of people not moving, not wanting to, you know. But we'll see. Alright, okay, yeah. So you've got the Hierophant. So yeah, it could have something to do with a Taurus. So that might be why I'm picking up a lot of, because I'm picking up a lot of stuck energy when I'm trying to do your sign, Virgo. Like a lot of not moving kind of energy, like very throaty, very kind of like, oh god, I just can't breathe, like I feel smothered kind of thing. You know, that's just a feeling. It doesn't mean it's coming out through the cards, but that's what I'm feeling. You know, because you've got, like, what I'm saying, this is karmic law. This is karmic law. You know, this is not in alignment with yourself, or someone's not in alignment with themselves. This is kind of like when, you know, things are as bad as they get because they're sitting there alone. You know, you do it to yourself. You know, it's universal balance of justice. You know, if it's to do with Libra, and it doesn't have to be, but it, you know, you've got air sign. I did mention Libra for some reason. You know, that's why I always related the song to You Do It To Yourself just through Radiohead. You know, people do it to themselves through karma, but then they realise that when they keep up a game for too long, it strikes and they end up alone. You know, that's just karmic law. You can't play mind games with people. You can't continue on. Well, you can continue on. You can continue on, but through an ascension of that, when you make judgment calls yourself, or spirit makes a judgment call, they won't continue to let that happen. So you will eventually meet the person that you're supposed to be with once you've been through so much pain. Believe you me, you will. But I'm going to do a segment on that because I can't think. I can't think at the moment. I don't know why, and I've got a lot to do. But I just can't seem, well, yeah, burden, man. So the Hierophant obviously talks about commitment, and marriage, but it also talks about law, you know, firm commitments in law. It could mean that someone you like is in a marriage and they're committed very much in it, and they're juggling between you and that marriage. Could have something to do with a Taurus or another earth sign, or somewhere within that mix of your charts or theirs. Could also have Aquarius, you know. I don't know, I'm feeling really emotional. I'm feeling really emotional for but because the Nine of Swords, man, that's like the dark night of the soul. People skip this, but this is a dark night of the soul. This is what's needed, because this is the inner reflection of Virgo. You know, it's the guidance that you need to experience certain amounts of pain, to say to yourself, well, how many fucking times am I going to let someone make me feel like this? But the only person that lets you feel this way is you. You know, it's not because it is written for this to happen in order for you to grow through pain. We only experience pain to grow, obviously, okay? So when you tell yourself, well, how many times am I prepared to let this continue? Okay? So that's where you start to come up with the answer, balance yourself out, and then you make a judgment call of saying, fuck it, you know what, enough's enough. Enough is enough. Because this is strong. This is like Taurus energy. This is fixed and stuck in my way, and that's it. You know, I'm just not moving as an energy. So someone could be firmly committed into a marriage, but they're coming between you and someone else, and it's causing an array. And yeah, let's have a look. Virgo. Yeah, things hidden. Things that are hidden could be an Aquarius or a Cancer or Pisces. But we do have a lot going on with the moon. You know, in Vedic sidereal we have the Gemini full moon or something going on with that. I'm not caught up because I have a lot to do. But yeah, that's kind of like, because that's mysterious. That's things that are hidden and mysterious, and the Neptunian energy of things that are not yet revealed or seen. But the star card means wish fulfillment, wanting it with a Cancer or Scorpio. But it's kind of confliction energy, or I mean, you've got people. Let's have a look. Anything else for Virgo? I mean, I will admit, Virgo, right? Okay, I've done your reading. Yeah, I've done your reading, and I couldn't release it because I couldn't read it. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't hear anything. It was silent, and I was tired because I'd been to the gym also that night, and I ended up not putting it out, and I think I ended up just deleting it and thought I'll do it another time. But it seems to be the same thing. It's like I can't hear that. I mean, I can hear this all the time, regardless when it's me. I can make a judgment call quite easily, okay, in life. But through this reading, it's like I can't hear anything. It's this energy. This is the dark night of the soul mentally, and this is the dark night of the soul emotionally, okay, within feelings. Emotions and feelings are different. When we get over emotional, okay, like this is when it's in our head and we cry, okay? So that's your emotions. So if it's to do with a narcissist, okay, all they do is they don't have empathy. They don't have empathy. They don't have feelings. They have emotions where they spat and they cry and they get very, very, very over emotional. But that's what the illusion is. That's what makes you believe them, because they're crying, right? But a narcissist doesn't have empathy, which are feelings. They don't. It's a written fact within narcissism. They don't have feelings because of things from their past, of their childhood, okay? So they never turn around to create divine guidance because they can't hear anything. Thank you, Spirit. I am listening. So they can't hear anything because all they do is they're traumatic about their past because it's a traumatic past, okay, childhood. But the great illusion is that that was written for them, because what I always say to people, who is the most important person in your life? Batman or Superman? Well, it's not you, because Batman and Superman is fictional. It doesn't exist, okay? Neither does time, really. This is the wall on the clock on a wall of defence. When you look at the hands of time on a wall, you think that it's physically there because you can hear it ticking, like now maybe, okay? And you get up in the morning and you think, okay, my alarm's just gone off, karma. My karma alarm's just gone off to tell me that I need to get up to work. But if we didn't have time itself and we wasn't looking at the times tick by, what would we have to use? Our intuition, right? We wouldn't follow a protocol of life that would teach us that there are certain structures and ways of us to be, because it's an illusion. It's the matrix. It's only things that keep us trapped within time that make us learn more about our intuition within it. Because that is the Two of Cups that stands behind. It's divine guidance. It means that when you drop codependent issues of the reason why these things happen to you, Virgo, or them, okay, it means that there will be someone for you when you drop the past, when you forget the past. Because if someone's narcissistic, they don't change, Virgo. They don't, and they won't, because they're narcissistic. Because it was a written path for them to experience, like Hitler, okay? He didn't change, and look what happened to him, you know? Through ascension of realising who is the most important person in our life, that I always used to teach from my own old channel, okay? Used to be a glass of water, but now it's going to have to be a Costa. But who's the most important person in our life as an ascension, okay? People always say, my kids. It's not, it's you, because you hold them up. If you're not there, okay, they feel abandoned. So it's fear of abandonment that we have, of fearing to be alone, okay? So that's where it stems from, a childhood issue. But when it's deep grained in for them to learn that, it's because their parents learnt from their parents as the matrix. They learnt from them, they learnt from them, they learnt from them, and it's an ascension of a chain that needs release, breaking. Break the chain to make a chain, okay? So I have all these chains that go under my skin, pretty much, because it makes you feel like it's under my skin. It's under my skin. Could be a song there, okay? But it makes your skin crawl, because that was a written path for them. You can't believe that you're Batman and Superman and that you can save them because they had childhood issues, and that they probably talk to you and say, oh, you know, when I was a kid I was so this and that and everything else. No, that was a written path for them to experience, because their parents were out of control and so were theirs, maybe, okay? But either way, regardless, is that you cannot save them, okay? So it means that you need to drop and release and make a judgment call to stop feeling like this, to stop as a lesson, to stop making them make you feel like this. They're making you feel like this because that's their written path to make you feel this way, to help you to sacrifice themselves, where you're thinking that you're sacrificing yourself for them. No, they're sacrificing themselves as a soul, souls, okay, not human beings, soul. We're talking about soul growth, evolution, and that's why you're watching, because it's energy of your soul, of your light ascension, of where you should be, light working, okay? Very difficult, believe you me. When the milk starts to turn too sour, I ain't the kind of pussy to drink it. You know what I mean? Do you? Okay? So we realise that if their parents and their parents and their parents weren't good enough to support them, then they're not going to be good enough to support your children or you. Okay? So it means that they're not supposed to be in your life. So what they're teaching you is that their written path of their soul was designated in order to actually help you, to mean that you need to forget them, to drop them, in order to find the light of day of your true wish fulfillment, of someone that is actually grounded and committed and very stable and committed, that wants a commitment, that doesn't want to make you or them or either sun rising people or whatever to feel this way. Okay? So what you do is that when you realise that, and you learn from a light worker, or you are one yourself, you learn yourself that you become more independent and stable within your emotions and your feelings. So you become more grounded and stable because you're listening. People don't seem to realise through the Eight of Wands that if you don't communicate, people can't speak, or can't talk, well then what's the point? You know, how would that build up any kind of communication in any kind of relationship if someone doesn't talk? That's probably why I was picking up the silence from the last one and this one. If they don't talk, that's an answer. That is an answer, and people don't seem to hear it because it's an answer. Because they're not talking, because they're not supposed to, because you're supposed to learn to listen to yourself, make a judgment call, of realising that no answer is an answer. Okay? No answer is an answer. If someone's not communicating or prepared to communicate with you, that is their answer, that they don't want anything to do with you. Okay? I know that's really harsh truth, but that's something that we need to learn to accept, is the fact that if someone doesn't know how to talk or communicate, ever, it depends. I mean, this could have gone on for a very fucking long time, Virgo, and this is why I really need to try and help you break free of it, because this is Taurian energy. This is fucking lifetimes, not just now. Through past, people don't seem to realise, okay, that breaking the chain of ascension, okay, through past life regression, they think, well, okay, well, this just happened last time, right? No, this has happened fucking millions and millions and millions of lifetimes, is where we have a karmic partner, okay? The separation of your soul, am I really here, was something that very fucking traumatic and mind game oriented, of no communication, okay? That why I made my channel called 7 is life path number 7, but also the icon of a separation of soul, if you look at the icon of coming out of itself, was enough's a fucking enough, and spirit had enough, and I'd had enough, and we'd all had enough. But I was just coming out of it as I made this channel. And I quit my other channel and said, fuck it, you know what, bollocks to it. Didn't tell anyone, just fucking basically cut my channel off and made a new one, this one, okay? I'll probably talk more about that on this, you know, I'll do sections, I'm going to do different speaks, you know, try and help people. But through that, I realised for 4 years that took me to realise that someone that wasn't actually talking, it wasn't telling me the answer because I really wanted it. I really wanted just an answer, right? But it was never spoken to me in 4 years. But I continued on regardless. Fucking, it's a marriage, it's a commitment, or if you're in one. Because we're in it and there's children in it, we just need to carry on regardless, even though we're extremely fucking unhappy. But we're just going to stay in it because of the children. Again, who's the most important person in your life? You or your children? What are you going to teach them if you're in something that's extremely toxic and unhappy? Nothing. The same as what narcissism creates. If you're attracted and you have narcissism within that cycle of who you're attached to, okay? If you're married with a narcissist, say, then your children are going to learn the fact that we'll stay committed to someone that's not committed to me when I get in one. They'll learn that. You need to find the light of day of someone that's true and honest, okay? Your sole value of what you really are within your vibration of yourself, is where your true soulmate will meet you at. Same thing. And you'll both communicate with one another, okay? If there is no communication, then that's also an answer, right? So, I mean, I know it's really harsh, Virgo, but, you know, sometimes I'm really trying to stay calm for you because I have empathy. But also sometimes I get extremely fucking pissed off, and sometimes messages, they come out with me quite blatantly sometimes. It depends on the mood that I'm in, but I'm feeling a lot of restriction through this, so I'm trying to kind of relax. But, so where was I? So come back. So through ascension, you're learning that things that are constantly hidden, which is the truth of maybe a marriage, is causing this separation of avoidance, okay? A parting of ways is needed, because it's obviously fucking devastation, because you've got juggling, you've got two lots of dark night of the soul, you know, and please don't think, well, this is them going through it, you know, so I just need to stay strong and committed in that until they make up their mind. No, that's you sacrificing yourself for someone else. That means that you still think that you're Superman or Batman. It's not. If you're a light worker, a true committed light worker, it's fucking hard work. Very. Because not only when you're a true light worker, you're also an emperor. You are this energy, truly this energy, okay? Because this means is that you're also an emperor that creates and looks after this kind of energy, which are kings and queens. So it means that you have to carry on with your life regardless. You have to do all the things that you want to do yourself, okay? You have to also go to work and earn money, and you have to look after the things that you do on a mundane level, or whatever they are with people. Okay, you also have to do things like the gym and all that kind of stuff. You have to remain grounded, stable. You have to do meditation. You have to use sage. You have to clear your energy. Okay, you have to know what energy it is that you're feeling. Is it yours or is it other people's? Is it universal energy? Is it things that are happening within astrology? So I need to check. Okay. Then you need to absorb that energy, and then you need to think, well, okay, well, where is it and where am I? Where am I presently, right? So the present tense tells you where you are presently, okay? So you feel it. Where's it coming from, okay? If it's coming from this, okay, that's not good then, right? So you make a judgment call. So also to be an emperor, you run businesses and you run different ventures. You have your creative hand and your creative field in many different things in order to help and guide people, because you're a guide. You know, there's many more things that connect to being a light worker. It's extremely difficult to keep forcing yourself towards the light because you're supposed to go that way because it's your destiny. So you constantly walk towards the light, but that means you constantly fight. You constantly fight off evil to go towards the light because that's your written path. Okay, so you fight off and battle restriction. You have to, okay? That is extremely difficult, you know? So, well, I mean, if you don't, that's kind of, you know, that is how it is. And then you will find your Ten of Cups, right? So, overall energy, good. So, I was explaining this for the Gemini one, so if there's anything to do with that, I mean, just please watch that one anyway, Gemini one, okay? Because there's a lot of work that I kind of do through that, where I was thinking much more clearly, and I could explain through ascension of pull and push and pull. Okay, but that can be something that's needed because it's a 10. It's an ending. Okay, it's an ending to something that's happy in their home life, or it's a beginning of something that they want to stay committed in, and you're feeling this way because they're in that. I don't know where you all are on your path, and there's many different. I try to keep these as brief as I can, but sometimes I pick up so many different messages. This can be that they're happy in that and it's making you feel this way, okay? Or you're happy in it and it's making the other person feel this way, or vice versa, cross watchers. I still can't fucking hear anything for some reason. Let's have a look, Virgo. Let's have a look, because you've got major stuff. You've got the Star, the Hierophant, you've got Judgment, you've got a King of Pentacles, but you've got, these are not major, but they are, because you feel it, right? So where is it? They're not major, you can turn around, but where are they? Lost. Lost soul. A lost soul. So you can't save them if they're lost. Cannot save them if they're lost. You're not a fucking fictional character, man. It's reality. Like I was saying about the Matrix, we do presently fucking live here. But as a soul, as a caring soul, people think that they can force people towards them or force an outcome. It's not. It's because it's written for you to learn something that you can't save people. Trust me, I've been there for 4 years. I was trying to save someone, wanting them to be with me, and wanting them to just fucking do anything. Didn't happen. So I made the judgment call and moved the fuck away from it. You know, it took me a while, but that's the only reason why that's me, you know. So let's stop talking. Someone's not talking. Is what I'm picking up. Let's have a look at Judgment. Please tell me about Judgment. Judgment. I mean, it's no good me telling you who you could meet through January or yet, you know, because Because your vibration needs to change, Virgo. Your vibration is your vitality of life, and if your vitality of life is low, well, you know, people are just going to see you at a very low state and vibration, and your soul groups of people are going to be teaching you a very, very valuable lesson of what people don't seem to realise, that your soul groups of people in your life, which is your family, your friends, your neighbourhood, your town. People have town karma as well, you know, or city karma. If you're living in a place where people talk shit, or they just completely batter your head in, or they're spreading lies, or you think they are, or something's dramatically happening within your town or city or country or anything like that, that means that you're not supposed to be there. And that's what, as a whole of a universal energy of a town or a city, is telling you, that you need to move because you need to sacrifice. The great sacrifice is well, am I prepared, again, Batman, Superman, am I prepared to literally stay in a place where I'm fucking extremely unhappy, but it's what I'm used to? Okay. So the great sacrifice is saying, well, if you want to be unhappy, then you are, so you're staying in it regardless, and I'm just committed to staying in that. But no, I want to move away, but I can't handle this, but I don't know how. Well, that's the great sacrifice. Unfortunately, it's saying in order to make things better, in the end, okay, it means that you need to sacrifice and take a loss. You need to take a loss, and maybe a big one, okay, financial loss, okay. If we're talking about a town or a place, you know, a place, it means that you have to sacrifice something to move away from it, because it's causing you to feel like this through many, 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 many lifetimes. It means you're not supposed to be there. So the great sacrifice of what I go through with Mr. Plate on the playlist that there is that the great sacrifice of all time is that are you prepared to sacrifice and take a loss to rebuild yourself? What is a feeling if it's left empty? Refillable. So you have to refill yourself. So it means that you have to break free. When the tigers break free. Pink Floyd. From the Post-War Dream, right? What was it? From a different album. So some of you could have something to do with war times, you know, reincarnated from war times. But, you know, it means that I've got to sacrifice where I live, and I probably have to, like, look into selling mortgages and things like that, and transferring and paperwork. This is also paperwork, karmic law, okay? I have to look into paperwork and I have to do this, but I'm going to take a big fucking loss. But in the end, I will refill myself with this energy, because I've sacrificed. And trust me when I tell you, from someone that is extremely psychic and clairvoyant, that when you make that sacrifice, they watch you do that. Spirit, as well as Saturn and Jupiter and all the planets too. They see that restriction that you are, and that's why they're there for, to make it feel very restricted. To say that when you sacrifice then something that you're really not fucking happy in, when you do that, and we see that energy and effort that you're going to put into that yourself, again, yourself, we will notice that, and we will give you the person that you're supposed to be with, but not until you sacrifice things. And that can be everything, the sacrifice. God sacrificed himself, Lucifer and us, all one. It all means sacrifice and death, rebirth and transformation. Literally from lifetime to lifetime, but also presently within a cycle this lifetime, of where we have the death card, Scorpio. But it means that we need to transform. We need to learn to release. Learning to release is extremely difficult when you're a light worker, okay? But that is what one will teach you, is that you have to learn to release. Because that's what we're here for, pain, right? But how good does that feel? Shit, right? So it means that you need to release. You need to wake up and stop thinking that this is probably my wish fulfillment, because it isn't, because it's making you feel this way. These two cards are the most important out of this whole thing, really, because that's how it's making you feel, corner to corner. Corner to corner. Imbalanced, 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 imbalanced to not making a judgment call yourself. Okay? So, let's have a look at judgment. Judgment. What's judgment for? Judgment. Please tell me more about judgment. 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 Please. Thank you. Yeah, wow, we can see it already. someone fucking absolutely battering your fucking head in with fast action. Or. So the judgment call is that someone's been doing that. Can be an air sign, can be any sign. But very cutthroat, very fast. Bah, 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 bah. Tell me the truth. I want the truth. Okay, now if this is you, Virgo, this is the help. This is the bit where you don't unlike or unsubscribe and give me shit. Okay, or anyone. You can if you want, but trust me, you'll learn the fucking hard way if you don't learn to listen. Listen. So if someone's been this way and making you feel that way, that's your judgment call. Narcissism, do not communicate with them because they make you feel that way, because it's a judgment call to say that this is not a good fucking energy. Okay? I'm really trying to put a good spin on it. It means that you might want to communicate with someone new and fresh. It means that you need to make a judgment call, because this is just communication, but this is fast communication. So it can mean that you want to communicate, but I'm not really picking that up. You know, this is more of a teaching one, okay? But that energy is not good, because that is someone that's fucking ba ba ba. So the judgment call that you need to make is, of your lesson through this one, is to stop. If that's what they're doing with you, that's the sacrifice. You need to move away to the other end of the planet, maybe. Okay? Other end of the planet. Because this has gone on for a fucking long time. Very committed. Long time. Pentacles are years. Taurus energy are years. Very imbalanced for years. Can't tell you how many, but a very long time. Well, metaphysics, very long time, past life, this life, and next, if you don't break the chain of ascension. This is why it's very important for you to listen and to not back away from the channel and to actually listen. You know, anyone that's watching it, anyone, well, you can. That means that you will learn a very hard lesson. And that's not down to me to force anyone to listen. So, let's have a look at the star card. Star card. Just making sure that this was still recording, because this is the vital part of what people don't listen to. This is why I want to make sure that this is recorded. The star card. I had a very fucking strange feeling that someone's watching something on a camera or doing something. I don't know why, I just felt spied upon or something like that. Something to do with a camera. Wow. So you've got an Aquarius that is stuck in the middle with you, and they are trying, and something to do with Sagittarius, trying to listen, make a judgment call, and wanting to communicate and take a new direction. Okay, because the Page of Wands talks about communication and travel. Okay, but it talks about a youthful energy of something passionate and beginning and a progression of something, trying to find the light of day, but still feeling stuck. But you've also got a face-off energy with the King of Swords, Knight of Swords, which is someone trying to stop someone from taking a new direction. Because this is the Akashic records, and this is wisdom, and this is someone that's very powerful and influential, right? And this is the fire and the passion, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Okay, but it's stuck. It's trying to make a decision between, like, maybe an Aquarius or a fire sign energy, but stuck between it, really wanting to take a new direction and find the passion and light again. But someone's blocking the path and stopping it by communicating this way. So it's a face-off. Look, it's a face-off. Face-off. I'm stopping you from going across the sea, from across the water, or for communicating with someone else, because I don't want you to, you know. Narcissism. Drop it. Move the fuck away fast. Move away fast, because they're not going to change. They won't. Could have something to do with Leo. Just see the sun. Leo. Maybe. So let's have a look at the Hierophant. The Hierophant. Hierophant, please. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. So yeah, I mean, if that was the sun, you've got the sun and the moon, right? Which doesn't always mean, it just means a counter reaction. It doesn't mean this is my life partner I'm supposed to be because it's two opposite or the same sign of symbol. No, it means period of growth and learning. Yeah, power, some kind of power struggle, man. Something to do with Aries. Wow. Somewhere in their chart, or Taurus in their chart. But that is like controlling. Very controlling. Because the Hierophant is very stuck, stubborn, controlling in my way. And so is this energy. This is like one-upmanship of power. Who holds the most amount of power? Or somebody that's just stable in a marriage. Someone that is very stable in a marriage. The Emperor. Please tell me more about the Emperor. Because what's the point? What's the point in a power struggle? What's the point? No one wins. I need to outdo you. I need to outdo you. Okay, well, you win. That's all you need to think of. Okay, well, you win. What did you win? Nothing. Right, so what? I don't get people that want to do the power thing. It's kind of like, well, there's nothing to fucking prove. The only thing that you can ever prove something to, Virgo, is yourself. Trust me, when you have self-worth, love and respect for yourself, and you use this energy wisely, through wisdom, and you give it back to other people by being a leader, by being stern, but also being very caring and nurturing, and what's the best for me, what's the best for everybody else, what's the best outcome for everybody, that I have to guide, that I have to think of, I have to do myself, all on my own. Okay, this is the right way of this energy. Is someone that's very committed and can be very great in a marriage and very kind of, you know, wise and influential. And they can create that. They can create that. But if this is a narcissist that's making you feel fucking really stuck and restricted, then this energy goes bad. You know, if the fucking milk turns sour, bruv, I ain't the kind of pussy to drink it. So I'm off. And I'm going to take all my shit with me and I'm going to go. I don't know who these messages are for, Virgo, but you know where you are, or you should do, when you stop feeling this way. Don't treat me this way. Don't treat me this way by, God, what was his name? Don't treat me this way. I can't. So anyway, let's have a look. Sorry, the Emperor, the Emperor, Emperor, Emperor. Oh God! So you got the Two of Cups. So I mean that just means, it doesn't mean, well, this is the person. This means growth and learning. This is a reflection of power. This is trying to outdo one another. Okay. Or it means that someone wants to be in, someone wants to marry somebody. Okay, could have something to do with a Taurus, Aries, and they're in a soulmate relationship. And you've got a mixture of, I mean, that's just below that. King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles talks about a leader, right? This talks about a marriage and a leader and also a guide. This talks about someone very committed and stern and also a leader and a guide, right? And this also talks about someone that's in a soulmate kind of union or wants to be in a union with someone. Or is basically just in something very committed. But you've got outside influence. You've got outside influence of what's hidden. So what is hidden? The moon. The moon. Cancer or Pisces. The moon. like somewhere in the mix of their chart or your chart of Cancer and Pisces, the moon. Yeah, you've got, fucking hell, cards are just, I can't keep hold of stuff. So you've got the High Priestess, the Knight of Cups, the Sword of Truth. Wow, what the hell, man. I can't take all them. I can't take all them. It's too much. There's a lot of fucking mind games and manipulation between something or other. But you've also got the silent intuition, the High Priestess, which is like Virgo or Pisces. But it's silent, it means that no one's fucking talking. That's why I picked it up. It's not yet seen. Like the High Priestess is things that are not yet seen and revealed to you because you can't turn the fuck around. You're not Batman. Also something to do with walking. Like, keep running. Fuck's sake, run. Run. Run from whoever's doing this. Run. Run. The moon. The moon. And keep running. The moon. The moon. Please clarify the moon. Wow, so that came back out and it was there before. So you've got, so something to do with Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, right? And then you've got something that's that came into fruition and was a lot of hard work in order to do, but it basically started to bear fruit, and it was very good, you know, and it was very fresh and very new, but it definitely was in bloom, okay. And there was a seed of intention that could have created a new chain of something that was fucking great, okay. But then someone basically chucked a mirror in it and started playing mind games, and it created fucking confusion and illusion with the whole thing. Because there was a narcissist in the mix. This is a narcissist in the mix. I mean, whether this is them or you or whatever, but that means that through an ascension of this here, something to do with an Aquarius, an air sign, or just somewhere in their chart within fire, because it's not a star sign, it just means someone that's a guide. Okay, this is also a guide. So this is a guide here, right? The moon is also a guide. This is an ascension of them being a light worker and a guide. Right, Seven of Pentacles. But then it's kind of clarified by someone fucking shit up and starting to fucking, like, trying to outdo two people that want to be together. Two people that are kind of like, well, what the fuck, man? Who the fuck is this idiot? I'm the fucking winner. Well, what you fucking won? Batman or Superman? Because you don't win things, you lose. You know, you lose. Ultimately, because you lose the person that you're supposed to be with. You know, vice versa of everybody. If someone keeps you like that all the time, they don't win either, and you don't win because they keep you stuck, but they end up going off with someone that they'll just fuck around just for a while until they get fed up with them and come back to you. So they've lost that one, but they've also lost you because you get fed up, and so then you're like, oh, I'll give you another chance, but then no, I'm not, because then you've got someone else. So no one fucking wins. So it's pointless, right? It's pointless. So don't get involved with it. Back the fuck away from them. Yeah, wow, stuck in an elevator. Alright, fish counter. Sorry, but that's like trap. That's entrapment. That somebody is entrapping somebody to feel that way. This is fucking extremes amount of narcissism. And I mean extremes. You've got narcissist card, the narcissist card, narcissism, strong, firm kind of stuff. You've got narcissist mind games, the fucking narcissist mind games. You've got judgment call of someone going, bah, bah, fucking need something. You back the fuck away, man. Oh, I do detest little fucking weirdos like this. I really do, because they're really not worth that energy and effort. I mean, that's a message, right? So the amount of effort and energy and effort that's took for you to be this way in this bowl of shit, right? The amount of energy and effort that's took, right? Do you think that that would be much easier in the end for you to sell up and move away and get the fuck away from it and all together? And eventually, after a week to 2 weeks or 3 weeks when you've landed on planet Earth, right, that you might actually think, for fuck's sake, I actually feel really good now I've moved. I feel real fresh. I've got no idea what that feeling will be like because I'm fear of abandonment, because I fear abandonment of my town or my family or my people. But believe you fucking me, when the milk starts to turn sour and you're not the kind of pussy to drink it and you sacrifice things, you will fucking find the light of day, and I promise you it. Promise you it. If you want to stay like this, God and Spirit will let you keep sacrificing yourself, because it's also a sacrifice. That's not listening. Okay, well, if you're willing to keep sacrificing yourself to be that unhappy, well, then you fucking go ahead and do it. You know? That's also a sacrifice. That's also energy and effort into not changing things, so they'll let you continue to do it. Free will outdoes everything. Everything. Free will. You have opportunities left, right and centre in life, but if you don't take them, that means that you're not prepared to take it, and no one else is either. Okay, so it's a lose-lose. Losing battle. Doesn't win anything, doesn't get you anywhere. You have to, in order to be fucking strong and committed in something, you have to push forward, man, and you have to sacrifice things, and you have to think, well, what's the better thing for me? To be involved in this or to move forward? I would go forward. Well, I have plenty of times. That's why I'm guiding you. You know? Wow. Capricorn. This is as fucking toxic as it gets. As toxic as it gets. This is toxicity. This is the energy. I can't even say before I see this card that this isn't the energy that you want. This kind of energy. Fox piss fucking straight up. Cinderella, Batman, Superman, and fucking people that just, well, I can't even help you. If you don't listen to this one reading and you want to sit back and just wait for the next month or the next week or the week after that and see what happens, and you don't do anything, it'll be the same, even if it comes out different. If you haven't done anything, right, and you stay the same as you are, but the next reading's good, but it kind of resonates to you, but you haven't done anything, it's not a reading for you. It'll be a reading for someone else that probably has on a different timeline. Okay? But if this reading is really resonating with you, get a bit of fire under your ass and move the fuck away from it. I'm not even going to clarify anymore, Virgo. I really do apologise, and I don't know who this reading is for. But the vital thing that you need to do, or don't need to do, or should do, is listen. Listen to yourself. Are you happy? If the answer is no, change it. Okay? So I really do apologise, but everything in the description, if you want a reading for your Pacific outlook, where I can actually talk to you individually, not face to face, but during a video. Okay, you ask me a couple of free questions, and I will guide you the best I can through the cards, but also mainly advice, and I will do that. Okay, but it will be specific to your outcome of yourself. Okay, I give advice. Okay, so if you want that, everything is in the description. Okay, Virgo? Okay, I do apologise, guys, and I love you very much, and I hope that you're okay, and I hope you have a great new year. Okay? Alright, guys, cheers, peace, bye.